Hello everyone. Today I am going to explain lecture number 16 part 5. In this lecture we are going to explain the concept of encoder for 7/4 Hamming code, which is a linear block code, best example of the linear block code, and SIMROM decoding for the linear block code. Also define some numericals basis on the SIMROM decoding. Before continue with this lecture, just take a review of previous lecture. In previous lecture, we introduced the concept of linear block code, various definitions related to the linear block code, and examples on the basis of linear block code, encoder side, how to find the linear block codes by using parity check matrix and from generator matrix, and also define the coefficient matrix. So today I am introduce the encoder of dimension block code dimension 7 for Hamming code and SIMROM decoding for the linear block codes. So mostly encoding is a process. We can add some bits for the secure transmission, that is called as encoding, and it is done at the transmitter side. So this is your message block. In most of the exam this will be asked, draw the encoder block diagram for the 7/4 Hamming code from the given message bit. So M0, M1, M2, M3 are the message bit, or we can simply define in this sequence M3, M2 or M1 or M0. Okay, so this is the message bit, and input from this message bit are given from the right side. Input sequence M3, M2, M1 and M0, and output, which is output from the here. So output sequence of a message bit, output message bits. From the given message bit we can find out the parity bits. So this is your parity bits. Here is a switch which presents, that is S, and which produce a code word. Okay, so this is a simple block diagram. This is a simple block diagram which explain how the encoder for the 7/4 Hamming block. It is a generalized block diagram. It is not for any particularly. Then how can produce a parity bits from the given message bit? By taking XOR operation or arithmetic two modal operations. This is just simplification purpose. In previous lecture we find out the parity bits by using this is M0, M1, M2. Similarly we can find out the parity bits B1, here, and B0 also here. So this is a generalized block diagram, and from this block diagram we can write also the equations. So this is modulo 2 adder. So this is a generalized block diagram, and here is a parity bits. Parity, or we can say check bits. So this is a figure, generalized block diagram for encoder 7,4 Hamming code, which is a linear block code. The parity bits or check bits B2 B0 are being generated by each message word from M3, M1, M2, M0 with the help of equation which is previously mentioned. C is equal to MB. Okay. And the parity bits obtained from the message bit by means of modulo 2 adder. The output of switch first connected to the transmitted message bits in the code word, then it is connected to the parity bits corresponding to the parity bits. So thus we get a 7-bit code word throughout the switch, output of the switch. So first switch is connected to the message bit, and then it is connected to the your parity bits. After, the output of this here will give the a 7-bit code word. So this is all about the your 7,4 encoder for the Hamming code. So this is the generalized block diagram. Okay. Now we define syndrome decoding, or the simply we can say block codes or linear block codes. We can call it the syndrome decoding, which is for the at the receiver side. In preceding section we have discussed about the encoder for the linear block code, this one. Let us, in these two important things will be happen at the encoder side: error detection at the decoder side of the receive code word, and error correction. The decoding of linear block code is done by using special technique. So syndrome decoding means it is a special technique. It is a special technique which is called syndrome decoding. The main objective of syndrome decoding, that is error detection, and error detection in the received code word, and second one is objective, that is error correction. If we find out there is an error in receive code word, that time we can find out the nothing to do just error detection, but we also define the error correction at the decoder side, means at the receiver side. So some assumptions to be made. Let X represents the transmitted code word. Capital X is a represent transmitted code word, and Y represents receive code word. Okay, so this is very important What is meant by X? What is meant by capital Y? Receive code word. Then how to detect this presence of errors? For that purpose, we use the parity check matrix. For n comma k, a linear block code, there exists a parity check matrix of size n minus k into n. We know that the parity check equations, parity check matrix equation, H is equal to transpose of coefficient of p or parity bits or simply parity matrix into identity matrix of order n minus k and order of the parity check matrix n minus k into k. Sorry, n. So this equation we see in previous lecture already. Now where P of t is nothing but the transpose of the P matrix, transpose of a P matrix, and I subscript n minus k is a identity matrix. Okay. So transpose of the parity check matrix, that is H of t is equal to P into I n minus k of order n into n minus k. So this is a transport of the parity check matrix. Now where P is the coefficient matrix and the transport parity check matrix exhibits a very important property, that is x of receive code word multiplied by the parity transpose of parity check matrix is equal to 0. That means the product of any code vector and transport parity check matrix is always 0. So this property is very important. This equation is very important. So product of transmitted code word into transpose of the parity check matrix is always 0. So this property is very important. And we also, this property for the detection of error will be received as follows. If y into h of t is equal to 0, that times, this is the second property. This property is used for the error detection purpose. For that purpose, we use the equation, the product of receive code vector into transpose of the parity check matrix is equal to 0. That property is used. That means we use this property for the error detection purpose. So if y into h of t is equal to 0 or 0 comma up to 0, then y is equal to x, means transmitted code word is equal to receive code word. So there is no error. There is no error. And when y into h of t is not equal to 0, is not equal to 0, 0, that time means transmitted code is not equal to receive code word. So receive code word is not equal to transmitted code word. So there is a error existing. By using these two equations, by using this property, we can explain the error detection at the decoder side. So error will be exist at the your receive code word y. So by using definition of the syndrome, it's used for the error detection. So error detection by using syndrome. So syndrome can be defined as S is equal to y into h of t. So this is a basic equation. It is a product of syndrome is a product of your receive code word into transpose of the parity check matrix. That is called as your syndrome. The order we can write down in matrix format of order. So syndrome matrix of order 1 into n minus k, receive code word of order 1 by n, and transpose matrix of parity check matrix of order n into n minus k. So this is another equation which can be written down in. So all the zero element in syndrome they represent there is a no error. When this matrix all the elements are 0, that times we can identify there is a no error. And when S is not equal to 0, that means error will be present at the receive code word. So when S is equal to 0, that means y is equal to x, there is a no error. So transmitted code word is equal to receive code word. So receive code word is equal to transmitted code word from the syndrome. And if S is not equal to 0, that time receive code word is not equal to the transmitted code word, so there is a error will be present at the receive code word, that is y. So this is property which will be used for the error detection and correction purpose. Now we can define another term, that is error vector. Error vector. This error vector is very helpful to find out the transmitted code word x and y, receive code word y respectively. Let us define a n-bit error vector code such that which is represented by capital E, error vector. The non-zero element in the location is represented the error in a code vector. So how can correct the error? Suppose the transmitted vector is x is equal to is to be 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. These are the message bit and these are the parity bits. And receive code vector, that is represented by capital letter Y. When we transmit this data over a channel, so the serum error will be generated. So 0 0 1. So these bits after transmitting over channel and received at the receiver, so there will be error. So 1 0 1 0 parity bits 1 0 0. So this is your error vector. So this is your error vector. The element, the code vector y can be obtained by using modulo 2 operations. So y is equal to x into e, where x is a transmitted code word, e is your error code vector. By using this figure, we can write the receive code word by solving these equations. So we can get 1 0 0 1 0 1 0. Okay. So what is the relation between? This is just example. So what is the relation between syndrome and error vector? We know that syndrome is a combination of receive code word into transpose of a paradigmatic matrix, which is already defined in these equations. Okay. So syndrome, this is from equation number 3. So substitute the value from equation 4 into this equation number 5. So we can put the value of y here. So s is equal to y, put the value x into e into h of t. So after solving this equation, we get, by multiplying, we can write again to transpose. So s is equal to x into h of t into a into h of t. But we know that the product of any transmitted code word with the parity transpose of the paradigmatic matrix is 0. So this term is 0. So s is equal to a into h of t. So this is the equation relationship between your syndrome and error vector. So this relation between syndrome and error vector, relationship between syndrome and error vector. Okay. So this is the relation. By using this relation, we can solve many examples. So we can stop here. We can see the examples on which this is.